We have got this image over here, which is a black to white gradient. I'm going to create a color balance adjustment layer on top of this. To do that, I'll click on this adjustment layer icon and then color balance. I'll double click on the adjustment thumbnail to open its properties. So here we have this red to cyan slider. Moving it to the right adds red, and moving to the left adds cyan. I'll double click and reset this. Next we have green and magenta. Moving to the right adds green. Moving to the left adds magenta. Last we have blue to yellow. If we go to the right, it adds blue. Moving to the left adds yellow. Now these three panels are not randomly paired. In color theory, cyan is the opposite of red, magenta is the opposite of green, and yellow is the opposite of blue. They tend to cancel each other out. Cyan mixes with red to form gray, magenta and green together form gray, and yellow and blue when added together also form gray. Not only that, if you have watched my tutorials on channels, you would know that red, green and blue can form cyan, magenta and yellow. On the other hand, cyan, magenta and yellow can create red, green and blue. Let's test this theory. Like here it says green and blue combine to form cyan. So I'll go here and move this slider towards green. And then this slider towards blue. Yes, green and blue together create cyan. You still have provisions to add more cyan? We simply move this slider towards cyan. Let's do one more. Here it's saying cyan and magenta create blue. So I'll go here and move this slider towards cyan. And then this slider towards magenta. And we have got our blue. We can still add more blue if we want. We simply go here and move this slider towards blue. And there you go. The general rule of thumb here is that if you want to create a color, add the opposites of the other two panels. Now let's verify the theory that these pair of colors are opposite colors and that they neutralize each other. We have this red hue on this image which we want to cancel, and we know very well that the opposite of red is cyan. So I'll simply go here and move this slider towards cyan and expect all these reds to be neutralized. And there you have it. Just a while back we learned that there's another way to create cyan, and that is done by adding green and blue. So adding cyan in this way should also neutralize this red, right? Let's go and find out. I'll first add the green. Since green and red makes yellow, this is yellow now. Now let's add the right amount of blue, and there you go. Let's take another example. This image has got a blue hue. And here we have seen that blue is neutralized by yellow, right? So let's see if that's true. We just go here and move this slider towards yellow. And the blue is gone. Here it says another way to create yellow is to combine red and green. So let's add yellow in that way and see if it neutralizes this blue or not. So first we go and add red and then green. You can see that the color is neutralized now. It's not that you just have to cancel or neutralize colors. You can add or remove colors any way you please. For instance, adding red and yellow can give me orange. Adding green and cyan can give me this greenish cyan, and you get the idea. Now let's talk about tonal range. Color balance behaves with tonal range in an overlapping manner. You would think that this is the midtones range, this is the shadows range, and this is the highlights range, right? But in Photoshop, color balance doesn't see it like that. The shadows range extends from black towards white. Its impact is like a gradient. It is most intense here and least intense here. It maps the highlights range in a similar manner. It expands from the whites till the shadows in a gradient. The impact is most intense here and least intense here. So surprisingly, there's an overlap between the shadows and the highlights, right? Now let's come to the midtones range. It expands from the middle in both directions. So the impact is most intense here and least intense in these regions. So in a way, the midtones also have an overlap with the shadows and the highlights, right? I can explain the concept of tonal range with any of these 6 colors, but I'll use green for now. I'm gonna go and click here and select shadows first. This means whatever changes I make here will only affect the shadows range. I'll gradually move the slider towards green and you'll see that the green expanding from the shadows like this. Now let's go here again and select highlights. This time the green should expand from the highlights like so. So let's go and move this slider towards green and there you go. I'll click here once more and then select midtones. This time the green should expand from the middle like this. So let's try it out and there you go. Color balance has no impact on pure black and pure white. I'm in the shadows now and if I add green it will have no effect on this pure black and obviously not on the whites as well. I'm in the highlights and adding green will have no effect either on the white or on the black. And it's the same with the midtones. Color balance divides its total amount of colors among the 3 tonal ranges. I'll demonstrate this with green again. Suppose color balance has a bucket of green paint that we can add. Part of it is allotted for the shadows, another part for the midtones, and the rest for the highlights. Let me show you what I mean. I'll click here and go to shadows first. I'll move the slider towards green, which is going to use up this part of the paint. I'll go and click here once again and select midtones. This time I'm going to use up this portion of the paint. And logically that should increase the amount of green in this image, right? Let's see if it's true. Yes, it is. We'll click here one last time and then highlights. This is going to use up this portion of the paint. And like before, adding more green should increase the green of this image. There you go. Last, we will look at the Preserve Luminosity option of the Color Balance Adjustment layer. I've placed a color sampler on the image and its informations are being shown in the info panel here. If you don't know about the color sampler tool, check this tutorial. These are the hue, saturation and lightness values of this color. Right now the value of lightness is 50. So this is essentially a midtone. And that's why I've selected midtones over here. I've kept Preserve Luminosity unchecked. Now let's go and add red. And you're going to see how the luminosity is going to change here. So earlier it was 50, now it is 61. So it hasn't preserved the luminosity, right? Let's undo this. And now I'm going to check the Preserve Luminosity option. Let's move the red slider and the luminosity is still 50. So if I go and uncheck Preserve Luminosity, the value changes. And if I check it, the value is preserved. You might think that this is very straightforward, right? But this option works properly only in the midtones. In the shadows and the highlights, it mostly makes errors. So let me show you a shadows example. We have a dark image here whose luminosity is 18. Now I'll go and click here to select shadows. Preserve Luminosity is unchecked and I'm going to go and add some red in my shadows. Quite expectedly, the luminosity has changed over here. Earlier it was 18, now it is 24. So there's a difference of 6. You would think that checking Preserve Luminosity is going to bring back this value to 18. It won't. So let's go and check Preserve Luminosity. And you can see that the value has reduced to 9. At this point, it's just a matter of preference which look you like better. Let's try adding cyan in the shadows. Preserve Luminosity is unchecked and you can see that the value has changed from 18 to 9. Now if I go and check Preserve Luminosity, watch what happens. No change. So Preserve Luminosity doesn't work quite predictably with the shadows. It is the same with the highlights. With Preserve Luminosity unchecked, let's add green in the highlights. And the value has changed from 75 to 88. Let's check Preserve Luminosity. And the value is same as when it was unchecked. Let's uncheck Preserve Luminosity. Move the slider towards Magenta. Luminosity is now 71. Let's see what happens when I check Preserve Luminosity. It just makes it brighter at 88. So this option acts weirdly with highlights as well. Now let's take a practical example. In this image, the skin region is too red for my taste. For this image, the blue regions are in the shadows, the yellow covers the midtones, and the magenta marks the highlights. So for me, my problem area is mostly in the midtones, right? So in the tonal range, I've already selected midtones. Now to reduce red or neutralize red, what should I add? We know cyan is the opposite of red. So we add cyan. So I'll go and move this slider towards the left, and while I do so, keep an eye over here for the change. So here's the before and here's the after. Let's take another example. In this image, suppose I want to remove this yellow cast from this region. If I show you the tonal regions, this is how it looks. Black marks the shadows, red marks the midtones, and the greens are the highlights. Since this region has both black and red, this is an overlapping of shadows and midtones. This region has both red and green, so overlapping of midtones and highlights. I want to reduce the yellow in this region, and I believe it has more highlights than midtones. So in the tonal range, I'll go and select highlights, and to neutralize yellow, we know we have to add blue, right? So let's go and move the slider towards blue, and you keep your eye here. The yellow overcast is gone. Here's the before, and here's the after. This process is mainly known as color correction of an image. But other than this, you can also add mood to an image with the color balance adjustment layer. Let's say I want to add some cyan effect in these regions. In the tonal range reference, we can see that these regions are a mix of both black and red, meaning an overlay of shadows and midtones. But just on basic instinct, I feel that my job will be done by using shadows itself. So let's go here and select shadows, and then we move the slider to the left to add cyan in this region. I'm happy with this. Also in this region, maybe I want to increase the yellows this time. Earlier we have targeted this region with highlights. Let's do the same this time as well. And now I'll just move the slider and add yellow. So here's the before and here's the after. I use Preserve Luminosity more perceptively than theoretically. First, let's create a mode with Preserve Luminosity checked. Let's go to the highlights and remove this yellow cast from here. Maybe I want to add magenta instead. This region is overlapped by midtones, so I'll go to midtones and add magenta there as well. In this region, I want to add some blues. So let's go to shadows and move this slider. Now let's tweak the same adjustments with Preserve Luminosity off. I'll go to highlights and remove yellow from here. Add magenta instead. Go to midtones and add more magenta. And last we add blue in the shadows. Now this was with Preserve Luminosity and this without Preserve Luminosity. There's no right or wrong here, it just depends on the look you want to go for. If you are still not satisfied with the look, you can go for a combination of Preserve Luminosity and no Preserve Luminosity. So in this effect, we didn't use Preserve Luminosity at all. But maybe I want to use Preserve Luminosity only in the shadow effect. I'll double click here and undo the blue shadow effect from here. Go to the Layers panel and add another color balance adjustment layer. I'm going to double click and open it. This time, let's check Preserve Luminosity. We need to go to the shadows now. And now let's add the blue. So this was without Preserve Luminosity, this is with Preserve Luminosity, and this is a combination of the two. Last we have this example. The blue region is the shadows, the reds are the midtones, and yellow marks the highlights. I want this shadow region to be a bit cyanish. So let's select shadows here and move this slider towards cyan. Let's see if it makes any difference if we check Preserve Luminosity. Not that much, at least not in the shadows. Let's uncheck this. Now in the highlights, maybe I want to add some yellow. So let's go and select highlights and then add yellow. You might like this yellow look, I don't. So I'll double click here and undo this. Check preserve luminosity. Since it has no effect on shadows, we don't have any problem here. And now we just add yellow to our liking. So this was the original, this without preserve luminosity, and this with preserve luminosity. So this is all I have for today. Make sure to check the other videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.